Okay, this video is on what I call figure eight slashing. First we have to make a distinction between the different kinds of strikes so you know what I'm talking about. In Markaida Kali, we talk about the difference between a fluid strike, a broken strike, and a circular strike. A fluid strike means a strike that goes through fluidly to the other side. So a fluid strike is essentially a slash. A fluid strike. A broken strike means I break the energy, right? A fluid strike is continuous, all one energy till it ends. A fluid strike, I break the energy, so it hits and comes back. I mean a broken strike, right? I break the energy. So a broken strike in our parlance is a hack, where a fluid strike is a slash, a broken strike is a hack, because I break the energy, I don't go all the way through. A hack, boom. Then the third distinction in Markaida Kali is a circular strike. And a circular strike cuts through and stops from where it started. So a typical example would be if I start here and I slash through and end up back on the other side. I made one big circle, circular strike, right? But we probably do that less with the Bowie knife simply because we're moving into other things so quickly. With circular strike works great with a longer stick or a longer sword. So we're concerned mostly with the fluid strikes, which are slashes, and the broken strikes, which are hacks. And notice, when we talked about the snap cut is not a hack, it's a whole different thing. A hack can have a snap. I can snap it forward. So this can be a hack, but it's not a snap cut. Because remember, a snap cut hit and went through. It's a push. It's a push cut. This is a snap cut. This is a hack. So just to be clear. So now, when we talk about figure eight slashing, this is very simple. The clearest example is if I'm going to cut on angles 3 and 9, remember from our clock system, I'm cutting straight across on the horizontal plane. Now I'm not doing this, right, which would be just flat. I have to turn and cut back. And so when I do, I have this nice flowing motion that forms a figure eight. So this is my horizontal figure eight. Horizontal figure eight slashing. And in Kali Illustrissimo, this is called planchada. Planchada, the word for plank, and to mean flat. So this is horizontal figure eight slashing. And notice my hands go in opposite motion, right? Together, apart. This is horizontal, angles 3 and 9. And notice I'm extending my weapon. I'm visualizing cutting with this portion of the weapon, not back here. I'm not doing this. I'm reaching out. I'm cutting with this portion. So, horizontal figure eight slashing. On Bob, it would be cutting across like this. Horizontal. Now, obviously, if I can go horizontal, I can go vertical. That's the 12 and 6 angle. So you see I'm cutting straight down, and then I turn and I cut straight up. So I'm creating this little figure eight shape on the vertical plane. And in Kali Illustrissimo, this is called rompita, right? It's straight up and down, which is different than if I did this. I could come straight up and do a hack and back and forth, but that's not the same thing as vertical horizontal slashing, 12 and 6. So you can imagine if Bob was reaching out towards me and I cut straight down on his arm and then straight back up again. And then go in with something else. That's vertical or vertical figure eight slashing. Obviously, if I can go on the horizontal, on the vertical, I can go on the diagonal. So now I can do my number 1 angle to my number 7 angle. So I've got a diagonal figure eight slashing on 1 and 7. If I can do 1 and 7, I can do 11 and 5. So I've got diagonal figure eight slashing on this one, this diagonal. So again, I can go this way, or I can go this way. So like this. Okay. 2 more, the downward figure eight. Now, if I'm slashing on angle 1 and 11 continuously, that's my downward figure eight. like I'm cutting Bob continuously. Downward figure eight. And if I can go downward, I can go upward. So the upward figure eight is on angles 5 and 7. Upward. So on Bob, I'm cutting. That's my upward figure eight. So I can put these together any way I want. These are very important drills to put into muscle memory, just so you've got that fluid slashing ability. So I can go from horizontal to vertical to diagonal and just be slashing all over the place and linking them together, and I can flow because I've worked these drills and I know these specific angles. Okay? That is figure eight slashing.